Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube video. Sorry that this curtain is here, I literally cannot. I generally feel like people don't understand social cues and know how to communicate anymore. Because why are people so conflicted with opinions and they always have to have the correct opinion? And I swear to start a fight with everything. Like, I feel like a part of it is because of the internet. You know, people are always arguing on the internet. But I feel like whatever I say nowadays, there's always someone disagrees with me and try to pick up a fight. Like, it's not that serious. For example, I was with my friend and we saw a picture of Darwin and I was like, oh my god, that's a guy who discovered genetic diversity but had children with his cousin. And I was like, oh, pointing out the irony and how it's like funny or whatever. And she goes like,
well, you can't judge someone. You don't know like what he went through. You don't know if it was for financial reasons. You don't know if he was forced to. Like, you don't know anything about him. And plus, incest was socially normalized back then, so we shouldn't judge him.
I'm like, girl, what? Like, first of all, it was just a joke. Second of all, like, incest is still bad regardless. It doesn't matter what is socially acceptable or not. Like, incest is still weird. And plus, he's the one who discovered that incest is bad and you shouldn't do it, but he still did it. Like, and she said,
yeah, it's hypocritical, yes, but should we judge him? No, I just don't think we should judge someone from 200 years ago.
And she kept arguing with me over like this one point, and then she goes,
why are we arguing about this? It's not that serious. It's not that deep.
Girl, you're the one who started. What do you want me to say? Every single time we sit down, she always argue with me and stuff. Like, eugenics. Like, she thinks we should bring back eugenics. And I'm like, you know, I don't think you know what eugenics are. Like, we should not bring back eugenics. She's like,
I don't think poor people should have kids if they can't financially support them.
And I'm like, you can say, like, poor people should have less kids, but you shouldn't take the right away from poor kids to have kids. Like, you shouldn't like bring back eugenics where like you sterilize poor people. She's arguing with me in the middle of class battle where like we were in school and we were talking about eugenics in the middle of class, and I feel like everyone was staring at us weird. And then later, later she was like,
oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore because I don't understand how every time I talk to you we get into an argument.
Like, dog, what do you think would happen? Of course we're gonna argue if you support eugenics and her boyfriend's a Nazi. Like, we were talking about death penalty or whatever, and she says like, oh yeah, I think all pedophiles should get a death penalty and die, but her boyfriend is a Nazi. And he said he wanted a tattoo on his forehead. And I'm like, oh yeah, I hope he does get that, because whenever he goes in the street, he'll get beat up, you know, for his tattoo. And then she's like,
well, I don't think anyone should get hurt. Well, like, I know he's a Nazi, he shouldn't get hurt.
And I'm like, weren't you the one that said that all pedophiles should die? And she's like,
well, that's different.
Like, what are you talking about?
Part 2, College Fair Story.
Okay, this is a different friend, but I was at a college fair where all the colleges come over and they talk about blah blah blah, so you see what college you want to go to, and there was no Ivy Leagues except for, you know, a Barnard, and my friend wanted to go to Barnard, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I wish there was more Ivy Leagues in the college fair. There's literally no Ivy Leagues. And she's like, well,
there's Barnard.
And I'm like, yeah, Barnard's there, but it's not Columbia. And she's like,
Barnard is Columbia.
I'm like, Barnard is a branch of Columbia, but they're not the same thing.
She's like, yes, they're literally the same school. Barnard is in Columbia. It is Columbia.
I'm like, well, it doesn't matter because that's not my point. I'm just saying there was more Ivy Leagues. And she said,
yeah, but you said there were two different schools. They're not two different schools. I'm like,
okay, whatever. You can be right. You know, like, that's not my point though. And she's like,
but that is your point.
What are you talking about? You don't get to tell me what my point is. I don't care about Barnard. I don't care about Columbia. I don't care if they're the same school or not. I'm just saying I wish there was more Ivy Leagues here. Even though I'm like, okay, whatever. You're right? But that's not my point. And I want to move on. She just keeps sticking to that point. Like, I don't understand. Why does everyone have to be right? Like,
Part 3, Not Paying Attention.
This happened with me so many times. Where like, there's 3 people in a group, right? I'm one of them and we're talking and I'm explaining to one person about a story. Like, I will be talking about it for like 5 minutes long to like the other person, and the third person will be like,
what? Can you repeat that again? I didn't hear it. I was distracted.
And I was like, what do you mean? It's like,
can you tell me the story again? Like, I was distracted. I was doing something else.
And it's like, I'm not gonna repeat my 5-minute story just because you weren't paying attention. Like, I'm sorry you weren't listening, but I guess it's like a 1-minute thing. Like, sure, I'll repeat it, but I've been telling the story for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna repeat it for you. I'm sorry. Literally all I hear these days is, what? Huh? Can you repeat that again? Like, that's literally all I hear.
Part 4, Calculator Problem.
There's no other way to put this, but I notice that people just don't understand anything anymore, because I know I'm a bad explainer, but I feel like you can at least understand the basic topics. Because one time my friend had to borrow my calculator, even though I needed it in math class. I just felt generous, so I gave it to her. And then later she's like,
oh, your calculator does the same thing.
And the reason why she thought her calculator and my calculator broke is that she put like sign of like 100 and it showed like undefined or something, and I was like, oh yeah, you can't do that, you can't put like 100 in sign, you have to put like a fraction. And then she's like,
what do you mean?
I'm like, what do you mean, you have to put like a fraction, like 1/2. And she's like,
Can I put 2/3?
I'm like, sure, it's a fraction. And she was like,
I don't get it.
I was like, what do you mean you don't get it? Like, is it that hard to understand? You have to put a fraction in sign. Fraction, like, do you know what a fraction is? And she was like,
So I can't put 2?
and I'm like, okay, so you know numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's like,
Like, yeah?
and I'm like, are those fractions? And she's like,
No?
so guess what? You can't put in them.
Part 5. Empire State Building Incident.
The event that made me want to make this video is that I was in New York City the other day, and it was the Empire State Building, and I wanted my photos to be perfect because it's the Empire State Building. My friend, she took a picture of me and I didn't like it. I was like, oh, I'm like too small, I'm distorted. Can you like I'll take a picture of her, for example, then to see like the photo I wanted. So my photo was like the Empire State Building, and she was like right here, you know, big. And then her feet was touching the floor, so it doesn't feel like I'm like, you know, here. Like I was here, and my size was pretty good. Her size was pretty good. And it was like, hey, this is the photo I want, like exactly like this. Can you take it? And she's like, yeah, sure. And she took it, and I was like right here. You know, like it was like a pretty good size, but I was floating and I was not in the center. And I'm like, hey, can you put me like on the floor in the center, just like in the photo? She took another one again, and I was like this small, and I was like, can you take the photo how I took a photo of you? Like, is it that hard to make me like half a page on the floor, like in the center? Like, it's not that hard to do that. I generally can't tell if I just have like strict expectations of how the photo would turn out, which is just incapable of just taking a normal photo. Like, I don't think it's that hard.
Part 6. Jealousy.
And another thing I want to talk about is how embarrassing jealousy is. Because why are you upset that I'm hanging out with someone else? Like, I'm allowed to have multiple friends, and it's not like I'm abandoning you. Like, you're still my friend. Like, we still talk, we still hang out. Like, I never get upset when you hang out with other people. Why are you upset that I hang out with other people? Like, guess what? If you're upset that I hang out with her, then invite me to hang out. Like, my friends never invite to hang out with me. Like, I always have to be the one that invite them to hang out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if you're so upset, just invite me to hang out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and it's like, the thing is, we're 16, 17. Like, we're capable. Like, we're not 11-year-olds. We shouldn't get upset at each other over these things. Yet we still are. Like, I just noticed how like incapable some people are of just understanding basic morals and communication. But yeah, that's it, guys. See you in another video.